50 Cent will perform at Donald Trump Jr.'s members-only MAGA club on the eve of America's 250th anniversary.
Very nice.
So that's the story. Yeah, it's an exclusive MAGA spot. Yes, they're saying that they charge $500,000 as an annual membership fee. Never heard of this, but they've actually, they're according to reports, that they've already had Ja Rule, Busta Rhymes, Timbaland in the past.
Getting to the guap.
50 Cent has a lot of people, especially rap fans, upset right now. Honestly, it caught plenty of attention after news came out that he's set to perform at an event connected to Donald Trump Jr. at a private members-only club. Some people are acting shocked, but others are saying this is exactly the kind of move they would expect from 50 Cent. The event is reportedly happening on the eve of America's 250th anniversary, and that's what's got social media buzzing. The venue is described as a members-only mega club, making the announcement even more controversial. Whether people support it or not, the conversation has been impossible to ignore. Reports also claim the club has an annual membership fee of around $500,000.
So getting to the bag.
The guacamole.
So people just kept bringing up the fact that 50 had said, even though we all know 50 Cent is super, it leans right, but that he turned down $3 million to perform at Donald Trump's Madison Square Garden rally.
Yeah, but he was probably lying.
And he was like, nah, he wasn't going to get into politics, but here we are.
Well, this was, I don't like it. Let's just start there. I think it's whack.
And these other names, how about?
I think it's whack for all of y'all. Ja Rule, Busta, 50, Timbaland. I think it's trash. I think it's whack. I think it's trash. And I know y'all don't need to.
That's a huge price tag, and a lot of people had never even heard of the place before this news started spreading. According to reports, the club has also hosted artists like Ja Rule, Busta Rhymes, and Timbaland in the past. At the end of the day, some fans see it as business while others are questioning the decision, and the debate just keeps getting louder. The argument being made is that this goes far beyond a paycheck. From that point of view, getting close to MAGA or to Donald Trump is seen as something that can open doors in business and bring valuable connections. The idea is that the relationships and networking opportunities could matter more than the performance fee itself.
Let's put that over there. The reason y'all are doing this is because you want the business relationships and you see these business opportunities for yourself. So
you don't think in some cases it's just grab a bag?
I don't think it's just grab a bag. Got a private.
The $500 for an easy private performance.
It's not five. No, it's $500 membership for the club.
We don't know what they got paid.
We don't know. I don't know what they're getting paid. But yeah, okay, maybe it is just a bag. But a lot of these dudes, even when you see, who did we see? Ivanka Trump and Hove and B, and they were sitting at the fundraiser table, right? Like it's all just big money. It doesn't mean that 50's vote. First of all, I don't even know if 50's ever voted. So as much as he's chimed in on politics, do we know if he's actually ever cast a vote?
According to that opinion, being connected to powerful political circles can lead to opportunities that might not be as easy to get otherwise. Some critics believe those connections can help with business partnerships, introductions, or access to influential people. Whether that's actually true in every case is up for debate, but that's how some people are interpreting these performances. The same critics also argue that there are fewer public consequences today for being associated with MAGA than they expected in the past. They point to controversial events and political decisions that have sparked major debate across the country, saying many issues that once would have dominated at headlines now receive less public reaction. From their perspective, that shift has changed how people view public figures who choose to appear at MAGA-related events. Because of that, they believe some entertainers no longer see the same level of career risk in accepting invitations connected to those circles. Their view is that the combination of possible networking opportunities and a changing public reaction makes these appearances easier to justify than they might have been years ago. Whether people agree or disagree, it's one of the biggest reasons this debate continues to grow. The argument continues by asking what the real downside is to being associated with MAGA. From that perspective, the backlash doesn't seem as serious as it once did.
Okay, that's already sold.
Yeah.
Or
I'm not wasting time.
At all.
I was going to ask you, politics is coming up, election. Is it true Donald Trump tried to give you money to endorse him one time?
I got a call, but they wanted me to, Sunday.
Oh, they wanted you to come
Oh,
yesterday.
Madison Square Garden?
This week.
He wanted you
Yeah,
to
'cause
pop
they
up.
wanted you to perform Mini Men. They wanted you to perform Mini Men at the RNC too, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they was offering me $3 million.
To perform?
At the RNC or this past Sunday?
Huh?
At
No,
the
this past Sunday.
at $3 million. And then they offered you money for the Republican National Convention too, right?
He turned
How
it
much was
down.
that?
Yeah, I didn't even go far back. I've been talking to them about that kind of stuff. 'Cause I'm afraid of politics. So you understand. Do not like
You don't like no gang bang or politics.
no gangbang, no politics. You know, it's because when you do get involved in it, no matter how you feel, someone passionately disagrees with you.
That's everything, though. I mean, politics was worse, but
It's
that's
worse now.
everything.
But no, look, if you say, I stay away from religion, I stay away from politics. Religion, that's the formula for the confusion that is sent Kanye to Japan. he said something about both of those things, and now he can only go to Japan.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to get in that, man. I'm like,
Well, we got to let you go to the fifth because
Yeah, Renee wrapping up.
well, not only that, we got the vice president on the line.
She's on now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
vice-
short time, but then fades away. And many fans go back to watching the movies, streaming the music, and supporting the same artists anyway. Looking at it that way, some people believe that temporary criticism is worth it if they think there are bigger opportunities or valuable connections on the other side. That's why critics argue this kind of decision can seem like an easy choice for some public figures, even if it sparks a wave of debate at first. The commentator then makes it clear that this is not a choice they would make personally. They say they would rather stick to their own values and principles than pursue opportunities they disagree with. They also criticize some longtime Hollywood figures, arguing that success and influence can sometimes lead people to prioritize career advantages over personal convictions. That's their opinion, and it's one that's sure to keep the conversation going. The commentator says they aren't surprised by 50 Cent's decision at all. In their opinion, some public figures are driven more by financial opportunities than anything else. So, they see this latest headline as completely consistent with his public image. They also argue that the media has been inconsistent in how it reacts to artists connected to people in political circles. As an example, they point to Jay-Z's past interactions with Ivanka Trump, saying many media personalities, including Ebro, Rosenberg, Charlemagne, and others defended or explained those connections instead of criticizing them. From their perspective, similar situations involving other artists often receive much harsher reactions, and they believe that double standard is part of why this debate keeps coming back into the spotlight. The commentator argues that if someone like Jay-Z is seen as avoiding major backlash over his relationships with powerful organizations or political figures, other artists may look at that and think they'll be treated the same from that point of view. They believe it sends a message that the criticism won't last for long. They also bring up Jay-Z's partnership with the NFL and the criticism it received from some fans during the Colin Kaepernick controversy. In their opinion, if a high-profile artist can move through that kind of public debate and continue their career, then another performer might see a short appearance for a reported six-figure payday as an easy business decision rather than something that carries lasting consequences. The commentator argues that if Jay-Z can move past similar criticism, other artists may feel they should be given the same treatment. From that perspective, they believe the message is simple. If one major star avoids lasting backlash, why wouldn't others expect the same outcome? They also point out that 50 Cent has voted before and share their opinion that his public comments and actions suggest he leans Republican. They argue that, based on his public behavior, they believe his political views have been fairly clear for a while. As another example, they bring up a social media post 50 Cent made after Zoran Mamdani won New York City's Democratic mayoral primary. According to the commentator, 50 Cent posted, "New York is over. Pack it up. Let's go," expressing his frustration with the election result. They present that post as another reason they believe his political position has been visible to the public for some time. The commentator strongly disagrees with 50 Cent's reaction to Zoran Mamdani's victory. In their view, they couldn't think of a prediction that missed the mark more. They argue that instead of things falling apart, Mamdani's early time after the election has impressed many supporters and changed the minds of some people who were doubtful at first.
President inauguration, they had called us. Really though?
Yeah.
So, hey man, what about them taking, like, didn't they take Mini Men after he got shot? Mini Men. I'm like,
Yeah, I
that became his
that
theme.
That thing jumped up 250%.
So you were one of those, take it down.
No.
I heard
The
that.
producer was like, take it down. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. And that's when you got to believe. He did what?
Yeah. Yeah, how you anti with people using music that you put out
Hey man, so
years ago?
why you didn't do the rally?
I just was already tied up.
Right. Let me ask you this. When you got a meal out the deal, 50 over 2 decades ago, and somebody called you up and said, man, we got $3 million for you to do this.
Oh no, I'll go to Qatar on Thanksgiving.
Right. Yeah. You mean, hold up.
I go, yo, I'm like, what? This is a bank job.
Right.
12 hours on the plane there.
They go on to say that Mondani has received very strong public support, claiming his approval numbers have been extremely high. The commentator even says that in their opinion, if he had been eligible by birth to run for president, he could have become a major national political figure. They admit they were once skeptical themselves, but say recent developments have made them rethink their position. According to the commentator, Mondani has shown that political promises can actually turn into action. They point to priorities such as a rent freeze and expanded child care efforts as examples of the agenda they believe has gained momentum. From their perspective, those moves have challenged the idea that politics never leads to meaningful change. The commentator says Mondani has followed through on several of the priorities he campaigned on, arguing that he came into office focused and ready to act. From their point of view, that makes 50 Cent criticism stand out even more because they see Mondani as one of the strongest rising figures among progressive politicians right now. They also argue that 50 Cent's public comments give a pretty clear picture of where they believe he stands politically. They say they don't see him as a Democrat or someone on the political left, and they add that there's nothing wrong with holding different political views. The commentator even points out that they don't consider themselves a Democrat, either describing their own views as more moderate while stressing that this isn't meant as an excuse or way to avoid taking a position. In their opinion, though, 50 Cent has consistently signaled that he leans conservative. As another example, they reference a social media post that read, "Rest in Peace NYC, founded 1624, died 2025. To the commentator, posts like that reinforce their belief that 50 Cent's political alignment has been visible for quite some time. They go on to argue that Mondani has built a great deal of momentum among many people on the political left. From their perspective, he has become a major figure with growing popularity, and they believe he could be a competitive candidate in other left-leaning cities as well. Whether that prediction proves true remains to be seen, but they see his rise as another reason why 50 Cent's criticism attracted so much attention. The discussion then shifts back to an older clip that has resurfaced online. Some people have pointed to a video from about a year ago in which 50 Cent said Donald Trump had offered him around $3 million to perform at an inauguration event, but that he turned it down because he didn't want to get involved in politics. However, the commentator says they looked into the story more closely and believes the full context paints a different picture than many people first assumed. They also bring up another moment involving 50 Cent on a show, saying he jokingly walked off the set and never returned after Kamala Harris joined the conversation. The commentator presents that moment as another example that in their view has fueled ongoing debate about 50 Cent's political views and public image. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. The interview with The Breakfast Club happened in October, and that's where 50 Cent said he didn't want to get involved in politics. That explanation got plenty of attention at the time, and many people took it at face value. However, the commentator points out that about 2 or 3 months later, during an interview with Big Boy in December, 50 Cent gave a different explanation. According to the commentator, he said the reason he didn't accept the reported $3 million offer was because he already had another commitment and was booked for something else during that time. Because those two explanations don't sound exactly the same, the commentator argues that they raise questions about what the real reason was. Whether the difference was simply a matter of context, timing, or something else is open to interpretation. But the two interviews have definitely become part of the conversation surrounding 50 Cent's decision. The commentator also says some of the reporting around this story left out an important detail. They point out that several podcasts and media platforms repeated the idea that 50 Cent turned down a reported $3 million offer to perform at a Donald Trump event because of his political principles. But after looking at multiple interviews, they argue the full timeline tells a different story. According to the commentator, 50 Cent later explained during his interview with Big Boy that the main reason he didn't take the reported offer was because he had already committed to another event. They point to that interview as evidence that scheduling, not politics, was the deciding factor. In their view, that changes how people should look at the situation, even if others interpret it differently. That's why the commentator says they aren't surprised by the latest news about 50 Cent performing at an event connected to Donald Trump Jr. from their perspective. It fits with everything 50 Cent has said publicly over the past few years. They do note that Donald Trump Jr. and Donald Trump are different people, but they believe many critics still see the event through the same political lens, which is why the reaction has been so intense. Now, it's your turn. Do you think 50 Cent is making the right business move by performing at Donald Trump Jr.'s exclusive club event? Or do you think this decision could hurt his image with fans? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this debate isn't slowing down anytime soon. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you subscribe to Fame's Arc, turn on notifications, and don't miss our next story. We cover the biggest celebrity drama, music news, and viral moments as soon as they happen. Also, check out the next video on your screen for another wild story that's making headlines right now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.